Another example to understand balanced and a non-balanced force is a car on road. Can you identify the forces acting on the car on road? Let us try it. So, let us say this is a car. As it moves on the road, there is a frictional force between the tires. The weight of the car acts in the downward direction. As I said that as the force acts in the downward direction, there will always be a opposite force called as normal reaction. This normal reaction can be denoted by capital N or capital R, anything. So as the weight acts in the downward direction, compulsory a normal reaction force will act in the upward direction. This is a rule of the universe, and this happens as per Newton's third law. So when the weight acts in the downward direction, normal reaction acts in the upward direction. So in a vertical direction, the forces are balanced. In vertical direction, right, the weight is balanced by the normal reaction. What about the horizontal direction? In the horizontal direction, the frictional force acts in the reverse direction, that is in the backward directional. You know that friction force always acts in the opposite direction to that of the motion. But the force F due to engine of car, it is in the forward direction. Now we know that car moves in the forward direction. So ultimately, to conclude, car remains in a balanced condition in a vertical direction. In a vertical direction, right, it remains in a balanced condition. Whereas in a horizontal direction, it remains in a unbalanced condition. In a horizontal direction, there is an unbalanced condition. Unbalanced condition means there is some force acting on the car. What is that force? The net force acting on the car is the force of the engine minus frictional force. Net force acting on the car in the horizontal direction is the force of the engine minus frictional force. So ultimately there is some force in the horizontal direction, and so the car moves in the forward direction. Next, I want to give you some questions to identify whether it is a balanced force condition or a non-balanced force condition. So the first question that I will ask is, during a tug of war, are forces balanced or not balanced? Second one, boy playing on ground, is he under balanced condition or not? School bag at your back, is it in a balanced condition? So regarding these three questions, you have to think about both balanced and unbalanced condition. Answer will not be a one-line answer. It may be the explanation as I have shown about the car on the road. So please think, we'll discuss the answer at the end of this lecture. The next topic that we move on to is units of force. The fourth topic that we move on is units of force. So force, this word is used throughout the universe. You know that universe also has a planets. Planets also have a gravity. Hence, units of force are classified into two categories. One is absolute unit of force and other one is gravitational units. Absolute units, these are the units which are applicable throughout the universe. But whereas this gravitational force, these are applicable to the specific planet because they use gravity, because the calculation of the force uses the word gravity. So gravitational units is applicable to the specific planet. We'll understand how this is. So absolute units Again, they are classified into the SI and CGS form. In SI format, absolute unit of the force is a Newton, and in CGS form, the absolute unit is Dian. How do we define 1 Newton? So definition of the 1 Newton. Definition of the 1 Newton. Newton must be written with the small n. That is a rule to write units. It should not be started with the capital N. So definition of a 1 Newton. So 1 Newton is equals to 1 kg into 1 meter per second square. This I have obtained from F is equals to ma. 1 Newton, 1 kg, 1 meter per second square. So definition of the 1 Newton will be 1 Newton when body of mass 1 kg is accelerated by 1 meter per second square, then force acting on it is 1 Newton. This is the definition of the Newton. When the body of mass 1 kg is accelerated by 1 meter per second square, then we say the force acting on it is a 1 Newton. Let us say this is the body of mass 1 kg. If it is accelerated through 1 meter per second square, then we say that the force is 1 Newton. Similarly, Dian, it is defined as 1 Dian is 1 gram into 1 centimeter per second square. So again the definition is similar, that when a body of mass 1 gram is accelerated by 1 centimeter per second square, then force acting on body is 1 Dian. I hope you are clear with absolute unit. These are the absolute units. In SI format it is Newton, and in CGS format it is Dian. Now let us understand what does this statement mean applicable throughout the universe. So let us say this stone can exert a force of 1 Newton on this surface. This stone exerts a force of 1 Newton on this surface. It means that this stone will also exert same force if it is taken to the any other planet. That is the meaning of absolute unit. Similarly, let us move on to the gravitational unit. Gravitational units, again the SI unit for the gravitational unit is kgf, and under CGS unit is gram force. How do we define 1 kgf? 1 kgf is a force that produces acceleration of 9.8 meters per second square. Produce an acceleration of 9.8 meters per second square in a body of mass 1 gram. And similarly, gram force, 1 gram force is force that produce acceleration of 980 centimeters per second square in a body of mass 1 gram. Here it should be 1 kilogram. So these are the gravitational units. They make use of the acceleration due to gravity. Now if you go to the other planets, acceleration due to gravity will change. Hence gravitational unit, the value of 1 kgf will also change depending upon the planet's gravity, but absolute units will not change.